So there's a nefarious plot unfolding in DC right now. You might know who the players are, but do you know the architects, the people really behind what's happening? The plot? Corporate rule, where corporations replace governments. A feudal society where you only have rights if you can afford them. To own land, resources, and human labor without government interference. And who is it that's trying to institute this? Let's talk about him. Peter Thiel, a Silicon Valley kingmaker who funds far-right politicians. Elon Musk, building company towns and investing in privatized governance. Marc Andreessen, venture capitalist funding network states projects. Balaji Srinivasan, author of The Network State, evangelist for corporate rule. Who are these guys and why do we care? First of all, that would take way too long to dissect each and every one of them, their background histories, and exactly how they play into this. But remember their names. You're gonna see them again. And you should go look these guys up, read a little bit about what I'm saying here, because this is real shit. So first of all, understand that they all have a lot in common. They are all extremely wealthy, ultra billionaires. None of them made their own fortune. It was either inherited from family or they convinced venture capitalists and other rich people to invest in their project. They all built their empires on the backs of others, having never really struggled in the middle class like most Americans have. These are all kids born with a silver spoon that never struggled or suffered in their life. So they have a perverse idea of society. They're all narcissists. If you look them up, read about their history, you can see they have the same level of arrogance that it would take to believe that they could change society for the better in their image and what they think is best for everybody. Remember, they don't know jack about what it's like for real Americans. They just envision this utopia based on these concepts and ideas that they think are original, but really aren't. It's just feudalism from the Middle Ages reimagined under this corporate umbrella. These guys have written books, they've given lectures, they are all strongly aligned with this vision of decentralized government, of private city-states owned and run by corporations. They're already experimenting with these in several places in the world. Here's a kicker. Some of you might think that the biggest risk or the biggest danger to the US is Russia and Putin's influence over Donald Trump. That's not it at all. What happened in this first administration, where all of these tech bros recognized Donald Trump's vulnerabilities. They saw how dumb the guy is and easy he is to manipulate with flattery. And guess what they have? Money. It was during his first administration that a lot of these people came out of the woodwork and got around this guy and started to influence him. They are the ones right now pulling the strings. Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, a lot of the actual policies that are being implemented right now are all about laying the groundwork to move the United States into this new version of society that these guys are promoting. Donald Trump is a tool being used by extremely wealthy billionaires to reshape our government, the rules, our laws, and society as a whole. Things that you don't understand are part of a larger plot, are unfolding day to day. They sell it as cutting waste, but what they're really doing is cutting control and power away from the government. They want the government to be inept. You hear talk about privatization. You hear talk about building these freedom cities. You hear all of these things promoting economic growth, but in the end, it's not about economic growth. It's about control. It's about power. The bottom line is this is a framework for a modern day version of feudalism where the corporations own and control everything. You lose your voice completely. It really is nothing more than a bunch of spoiled, rotten, rich kids whose own arrogance and hubris have them believing that they can change society for the better. And throughout world history, every time you combine arrogance, narcissism, and power, you end up with a horrible situation for the masses. Get involved, do some research, pay attention, and most of all, make a lot of noise.